Bitch, you guessed it. Oh my god. Hi. Cheers to the bitch squad. Cheers. Double fisting. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Hi. Okay. What ballet taught me? What the heck did growing up doing ballet and being a child athlete, what did it do? What is that actually? Well, let me break it down. A little story time. P.S. In this cup, I have fresh ginger and water. And in this cup, I have cold water with a dash of Celtic gray salt. So, hey. Because it's fucking hot. It's hot. All right. Hot summer nights. All right. Yeah, dude. So I grew up classically training in ballet. It wasn't. It was not. One moment. In case you haven't noticed, I get very distracted in moments. Yeah, it was not competition dance. It was like classical performing arts. And that shit was no joke. It was very rigorous. It took up most of my time. So for example, my schedule for basically my entire youth was, wake up, go to school, leave school early because we didn't, us dancers, we didn't do PE because there was a potential for us to hurt something, break something, whatever. So we didn't take PE class, physical education, and we would go early. I say we because there was a couple of us that we would carpool, and there was many of us in the academy. We would then go every single day after school and take multiple classes. We were there for hours and hours, and it was rigorous. The training was intense. Like everyone needed to look the same outfit, the same hair, blah, 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 blah. It was intense, dude. Okay. And it was amazing and magical and terrible and tragic and, all of it at the same time. And so that, and then after that, we would go home, do homework, eat dinner, and then go to bed, and then rinse, repeat, right? Like wake up, same thing. And so that was my life for years and years and years and years. And I wouldn't change any of it, even the tragic parts. I ultimately didn't stick with it because I was going through an awakening and realized, not at the time, but I realized, now what that was all about. It's a rocky road trying to make ballet a profession. Getting into a company is a whole ball of wax. That's even if you kind of like, talent aside, it's like, do you have the look of the company? So it just ended up working out really well, but it definitely came with a lot of heartache. The decision I made, when I made the decision to leave, to quit my kind of like early ballet career, we'll call it. But what that taught me was grit. How to dig deep mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And if you're a dancer, then or if you do martial arts or something of the sort, yoga, if you're in deep to something like that, it becomes a spiritual experience, even if that's not an intention. But specifically ballet, you're working with geometry of the body and the geometry of like gravity, of time, of space, and how to kind of bend that and hold balance and jump, levitate essentially, right? And fuck, man, I'm a little bit more serious right now, but it's something that I don't talk about a lot because it was such a pressurized time for me, and um, and it came with a lot of beauty, and it also came with a lot of heartbreak. And the teachers and the style of teaching that I went through at the time, because it was not this particular day and age, it was a number of years ago, where the teachers were intense, and part of it, I talked to some of my my old dance buddies, and we're like, God, do you remember just having like the teachers dig their fingernail under your shoulder blade if it wasn't in the right area, to get it in the right area, or in your butt, not up the butthole, right? Obviously, no, but like in the butt muscle, like if your hip wasn't rotated and the glutes weren't fucking solid, like you were gonna know about it, right? Because it was so rigorous. It was very militant even, and if you look at if you go to any ballet and you look at the core, right, like what the group is doing, not the principal dancer, not the soloist, but like what's the group doing? They're all in line, doing the same thing. It is uniform. It's very, very beautiful. But to get to that space, to be able to pull that off, takes an enormous amount of really militant training. But again, on that flip side, there was an art, there was a flow, there was a beauty, there was a connection to my higher self, to my soul, to my heart, to my art, to my expression, that really set the foundation for who I am now and what it is that I do. And so, I get asked, from my clients and other friends, like, how do you wake up that early and do that many hours of yoga every single day? Well, number one, that's a fucking baller move. Anybody who's a baller on the planet has a morning fucking practice that might not look like that, but it probably looks similar, okay? So there's that piece. So, and that's an easy choice for me to make. Like I've already seen what the devotion to that morning practice creates for my day, okay? And for my life. So there's that piece, but really it's like, I get that grit. I've had a lifelong training of digging fucking deep physically, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. It's waking up early and just like sitting down to meditation is one thing, but waking up early or even staying up late and really working your fucking body in a way where it hurts and it's hard, is a whole nother fucking ball of wax, dude. And then how that supports my work, the emotional health work that I do is, if something sucks, it sucks. And what I mean by that is if you're doing squats or you're doing, plies, or, plie is so simple, right? But it's so foundational. And when you get to your 100th plie in one class, you're gonna fucking feel it, right? Just like you're getting to the 108th frog squat in Kundalini Yoga, you're gonna fucking feel it, but you're gonna stick with it, even if it hurts and you're shaking, because you're about to upgrade. You're strengthening the muscle of your thighs, of your heart, of your mind, of your fortitude. And so that, my friends, is a little golden nugget about me, and how that lends to the emotional health piece is it's just the same thing. Going into the spaces that are uncomfortable and flexing the muscle, developing the muscle, developing the stamina. I'm going to keep revisiting, not rehashing in a way that calls in more of the unwanted thing, but going into the backlogged emotional content of the circumstance which created that foundational vibrational frequency, which is causing shit to hit the fan on repeat. I can go into that, and I can guide others how to go into that and stick to it with devotion, grit, and increase the stamina in order to express the emotional content from said experience, and then re-alchemize that energy into vital life force. And then you're off to the races living your fucking best life. And I guarantee you that, you know, growing up as a child athlete, as a ballet dancer, in that fucking capacity, which was no joke, 100% lends itself to the work that I do now with emotional health, the work that I do now as like spiritual guide, as medium, as psychic, and however you want to, like, you know, roll with that terminology. I don't roll with that terminology that often, just because I feel it is kind of like watered down, and creates kind of like a box when it's really just so much more expansive than that as far as like what I bring to the table. But yeah, I mean, I was able to tap into dimensions dancing. You're not able to balance in that way and move your body in that way and connect in that way to a fucking piece of music without opening up realms and portals. And then here we are fucking now. So yeah, how I wake up currently and do all of that, yes, it's because of my background. You know, I'm very well versed. I'm practiced in that. And also, it's fucking important. It's the baller fucking move. Bitch squad, you know I love you so fucking much. Thank you for being here with me. It means more to me than you can ever imagine. So yeah, a little bit of story time. Mwah!